Everybody shut up and action. Is Sing 2 a good movie? Yeah, it is. But if I'm being honest, Sing 2 just feels like a regurgitation of Sing 1. So Sing 1 was an amazing movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a beautiful, inspirational piece of work. And I don't know how I ever disliked it in the past. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal and a beautiful film when I rewatched it recently. And, I heard there was a Sing 2. So I was like, you know what? I gotta go watch this movie ASAP. Because I fell in love with Sing 1. It's a movie I found truly inspiring presently in my life. And I decided, you know what? I need to go watch Sing 2. And I watched it recently. And it really just felt like the exact same story as Sing 1, except like a little more progressive in the story's timeline. Like Sing 1 was a story about a guy trying to revive his theater and create performances and how he gets to doing that. And now Sing 2 is that he has his entire theater, he's performing, and now he wants to level up from being this small town local theater to taking his troupe and going to perform at a much bigger theater in the big city. Like, think about, I'm a small local theater in Toronto, and now I want to go perform at Broadway in New York or wherever Broadway is. And that is like the type of jump it is here, and it is an absolute beauty of a story because it's the exact same story with some wonky elements, but like we'll talk about that later, because this movie was absolutely gorgeous. Like, you have the story about this guy being told no. In the past one it's like, how do I revive this entire theater? This time it's like, no, what you're doing here is really cute. It's a nice little thing for your local town, but you know what, you're not ready for the big leagues. Sorry, we'll pass on you guys. And he's taking offense to this. Like, what do you mean we're not ready? Like, we're totally ready for the big leagues, to the point where he's so confident in his troupe and their ability that they go all the way down to the big city trying to land an audition with them so that they can perform and say, you know what, we have a good play, we have a good thing going on, we have a good idea, we have a good story, we got good talent, we have everything you need to make a blockbuster performance. He's going in, he's being told no everywhere he goes, and then he just tries to sneak his way through a building, and he's like, okay, we're here, and somehow magically, through all of his luck of snooping around, just pushing himself into areas where he's not supposed to be, he just gets to land in an audition. Somehow, somewhere, he just lands in an audition, performs, once again, told no, and then, just one tiny detail, one tiny talk, one tiny slip of the tongue brings in, like, the director's interest, and he's like, and you know what? That one lie is played into a bigger lie, which ends up getting this entire production going, and it's like a play on lies. We're lying one thing into another thing, and that's how we got our opportunity, and now we're going to make it work no matter what. And isn't that what a dream truly is? It's a lie you tell yourself that you want to do something. You want to be something, that's a lie. Or it's a lie that you are something, but like, to make that lie a reality, you're trying to work hard and do things to make that lie a reality. I don't know what I'm saying, but like, that's kind of what a dream is. In my head, it sounded much better there. It's like, you have a goal, you have a determined goal, you tell yourself that is what you will do, but it's nowhere in your sight, so you lie to yourself and do a bunch of things to try and make that lie your reality. I feel like that's an idea going somewhere, but like, that's not thoroughly fleshed out, but that is an idea to think on. But yeah, regardless of all that, this movie was beautiful. It's the exact same as Sing 1, except on a more progressive standpoint in terms of the plot development. They want to go from just reviving a theater to being on the bigger stage, and it's the exact same thing. They work hard, they train hard, and they practice hard, work with their group. They run into obstacles in trying to put on this performance, but they have a lot of things at their disposal now. Instead of having to build everything from scratch, they got pro teams that are gonna build their entire sets for them. They just have to work on their performance and craft and trying to find a way to engage the audience into their play and into their performance, conquer their fears. Like, oh my god, I have to jump from a high height into doing a thing. I'm scared of heights. I didn't realize it was until now. And there's just a lot of drama going on there that's just taking some time to get going. And then there's the lies that they've been saying, like, oh my god, we're gonna bring this famous actor and performer out of retirement to come perform in our play when no one knows where he is and why he stopped performing or anything, and now you have to try and find him and bring him into your performance because that's what you promised. And that's another whole element of the story that was beautiful. You got this guy that just has lost his confidence, lost his wife, doesn't want to perform anymore, and now he is being talked to try and bring him back into performing, inspired back into wanting to perform and be there and perform once again, regain his confidence and all that. And that is just another beautiful side story on its own and another inspirational thing that's a part of this entire movie. there's a lot of different elements like that that really does have you hooked and engaged with this movie thoroughly, the story thoroughly, and you really fall in love with it all over again. The one thing I will say that just really kills this movie is the villain. Like, of course, there's going to be someone that has to say no, and that person will be the villain of the story because they're shutting down your dreams and everything. But like here, the villain just feels needlessly excessive. Like, oh my god, I'm fully self-absorbed into my self-image, and everything that matters to me is my image and my daughter. Oh, you're gonna kick my daughter out of your play? Oh, I said just give her the star role, and then now you're not gonna give her the star role? What? Just because she's terrible? How dare you call my daughter terrible? It's just like a depiction of nepotism right there. And it really does create lines of conversation, but like that entire aspect of the story was good. It creates an interesting development, interesting obstacles. Oh, the lead character that was supposed to play the lead suddenly can't play the lead, and they have to use the director's daughter, but she's absolutely terrible at acting, and she's gonna just kill the entire performance. What do we do about that? How can we just say no and try to figure things out? And that entire storyline is beautiful as well, trying to see this daughter evolve from being an egoist who just relies on her daddy's name for getting whatever she wants, even positions in shows, to actually being someone working into it. She's been given the opportunity to be in the show, but she takes on a lesser role and working her butt off to actually improving her acting and performance in general, to actually elevate her character into the story and elevate her story through her character. And that was really beautiful to watch. But like what I mean by the director being an unnecessary evil was when he just starts going like, yeah, I'm fully self-absorbed into my image, you're hurting my image, I'm gonna hurt you, and then just goes straight into wanting to kill the guy. Initially that felt like, okay, that doesn't exactly feel like it does feel excessive, but like the way it's being depicted and everything creates an interesting depiction of an obstacle in the story and everything. But then as the plays and everything proceeds, he just feels very excessive in his presence on screen, and wanting to kill. Like, of course, him being there keeps with the story and everything, keeps it solid, no plot holes or anything, but just the constant chasing to want to kill the guy, it just feels a really excessive part of his character. He feels like the typical role that, oh, suddenly everything's working out. You know what? I never intended to kill him. I intended to fully work with him. And yeah, that was cool and all to see that other shift, and then see the acting cast just completely ditch him after doing their one-time performance. But like, really, like the part about him just wanting to chase him down across the entire theater room to try and kill him, just, I don't know, like that entire character development just kind of kills you and takes you out of the story a little, or at least it did for me. Yeah, that aspect of the story was probably what killed the movie the most for me. But like besides that, I thought it was a really beautiful, inspiring story that really just continues off Sing and has you hooked through everything, and is once again an inspiring story that helps you want to chase your own dreams and your own goals in life. Honestly, this is a beautiful movie. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Sing 2 was a banger movie. Peace.